name in the dead of night. Not just any doll, but one that's been locked away in your attic for years, forgotten by everyone, except, apparently, itself. Welcome to Friday 13, where we only tell true stories, no matter how terrifying. My name's Alex, and what I'm about to share isn't just a story. It's my life, and it's real. If you're here, you're ready to step into the shadows with me. So, lock your door, dim the lights, and let's dive into a nightmare that'll make you question every doll you've ever seen. Because what happened to me, it could happen to anyone. It all started with a whisper. Something so small, you'd brush it off. But what if that whisper was the first sign of something watching you? Oh, that's where my story begins. And trust me, you'll want to hear this. Because if it can happen to me, it can happen to you. I was 25 when it all began. My grandmother had just passed away, and I was helping my family clean out her house in rural Ohio. It was a quiet place, the kind where everyone knows your name and nothing ever happens. Until it does. That day we were up in the attic, sorting through decades of memories, when I found it. An old porcelain doll, about 2 feet tall, with a faded dress and glassy blue eyes that seemed to follow me. It was creepy, sure, but I'd seen worse. I picked it up, dusted it off, and set it on a shelf. "That's been here forever," my mom said, barely glancing at it. "Probably belonged to your great aunt or something." I didn't think much of it. Until that night. I was staying in the guest room, just down the hall from the attic. It was around 3 a.m. when I heard it. A whisper, soft but clear, like a child calling my name. "Alex." I sat up, heart pounding. The house was silent, everyone else asleep. I told myself it was just a dream, but then I heard it again. "Alex." This time, it was louder, closer. I grabbed my phone, turned on the flashlight, and crept down the hall. The attic door was cracked open, even though I was sure we'd closed it. I pushed it open, and there it was, the doll, sitting on the shelf, staring right at me. But what chilled me to the bone was the realization that the whisper had come from inside the attic. So, if no one was up there, who or what was calling my name? After that first night, it didn't stop. Every night, it didn't stop. Every night, at exactly 3 a.m., I'd hear it. "Alex." Sometimes it was a whisper, sometimes a soft giggle, but always my name. I tried to ignore it, told myself it was just the house settling, or my imagination running wild. But deep down, I knew. It was the doll. I started avoiding the attic, but the whispers followed me. One night, I decided to confront it. I marched up to the attic, flashlight in hand, and stood in front of the doll. "What do you want?" I demanded. The doll just stared back, silent. But as I turned to leave, I heard it. A faint, childlike voice. "Stay with me, Alex." I froze. The voice wasn't coming from the doll. It was coming from behind me. I spun around, but the attic was empty. My heart was racing, my hands shaking. I knew I wasn't alone up there. I started digging into the doll's history. Turns out, it had belonged to my great aunt, who died under mysterious circumstances in the 50s. Locals whispered about strange noises coming from the house after her death, but no one ever found out why. I even found an old journal tucked away in the attic, filled with frantic scribbles. "It's not me. It's not me. It's not me." My stomach dropped. Whatever was happening, it had happened before, and now it was happening to me. But here's the question that kept me up at night. If it wasn't my great aunt talking through the doll, then who or what was using her voice? I couldn't take it anymore. The whispers, the giggles, the feeling that I wasn't alone. I had to end it. So I barricaded the attic door, set up my phone to record, and waited. At exactly 3 a.m., the whispers started. Alex, Alex. But this time, they were louder, more insistent. Then, the chair blocking the door began to shake, as if something was pushing against it. I grabbed the bat, heart racing, and shouted, "Who's there?" The whispers stopped. Silence. But just as I let out a breath, I heard it. A voice, low and gravelly, whispering my name. Alex. It wasn't coming from the attic. It was coming from behind me. I turned around, but the room was empty. My phone beeped. The recording had stopped. When I played it back, I heard the whispers, the giggles, and then something that made my blood run cold. A second voice, faint but clear, saying, "He's not alone." I wasn't the only one in the house. But who, or what, was with me? That's when I knew. I had to get out. But as I reached for the front door, the whispers started again. Only this time, they were coming from the doll, sitting on the shelf, its glassy eyes fixed on me. Me. I didn't wait to see what would happen next. I bolted out of the house, into the street, and didn't look back. The next day, I moved out, leaving everything behind. But here's the thing. A week later, I got a call from the new tenant. He sounded shaken. "Hey man," he said, "do you ever hear whispers?" I hung up without answering. Because deep down, I know it's still there, waiting for the next person to move in. And now I'm left wondering, what does it want with me? And why hasn't it stopped calling my name? And that's my story. Or, as much as I can tell without losing what's left of my sanity. If you've ever heard a sound you can't explain, felt a presence you can't see, you're not alone. And if you've experienced something unexplainable, like whispers in the dead of night, share it in the comments below. Maybe we can piece together what's lurking in the shadows. Smash that like button if this story sent a shiver down your spine. And subscribe to Friday 13 for more true horror stories that'll keep you awake long after the screen goes dark. Because next time you hear a whisper, who's really calling your name? Stay safe out there. I'll see you in the shadows. Period.